Every morning is not just another day, it's another chance. Another chance given by God to rise, to shine, and to live with purpose. But the question is, do we start our day with awareness, or do we rush into it blindly? The way you begin your morning sets the rhythm for your entire life. So before you start your day, listen carefully, because this one thought might change everything. My friends, life is not just about surviving from one day to the next. Life is a sacred gift, and each morning is like God's whisper reminding us, you have been given one more chance. How we use it determines whether we live a life of meaning or a life of regret. Today, I want to share with you 7 powerful principles, divine reminders, that will help you begin each day with clarity, strength, and joy. When we open our eyes in the morning, the very first breath we take is not because of our own effort, but because God has willed us to breathe again. Gratitude, my friends, is the first and most powerful prayer of the day. Yet, many of us forget it. We wake up rushing, already thinking about our deadlines, our tasks, or even the messages waiting on our phones. But pause for a moment and think, how many people slept last night but did not wake up today? How many families are mourning someone who will never see another sunrise? The fact that we are alive is not just routine, it is a divine blessing. And when we recognize this truth, when we start the day by whispering, thank you, to God, something miraculous happens. The ordinary morning turns into an extraordinary beginning. Gratitude is not just about saying words, it is about feeling from the heart. Imagine you give someone a gift that you worked hard for, and the person takes it without acknowledgement, without appreciation. How would you feel? Now think, every single morning, God gives us life again, yet how many of us take it for granted? Gratitude is the way we honor this gift. It is a way of saying, I see your kindness and I am aware of your grace. This simple mindset can shift the entire energy of your day. Consider an example. A man wakes up and immediately complains, it's too early, I'm tired. I don't want to go to work. Life is stressful. He drags himself through the day, his mind heavy with negativity. Another man wakes up and thinks, thank you, God, for another day. Thank you for the health to rise, for the family I have, for the opportunities awaiting me. He still faces the same world, the same traffic, the same workload, but his heart is light, his mind is clear, and his day unfolds with more strength. What is the difference between these two lives? Only gratitude. One started with complaints, the other started with thanks. The one who complains makes his blessings invisible. The one who is grateful makes his blessings multiply. You see, gratitude does not mean everything in life is perfect. Gratitude means you choose to see the light even when there are shadows. If you have food on your plate, you are richer than millions. If you have a roof over your head, you are safer than many. If you can walk, talk, and breathe freely, you are already living in abundance. We often chase big achievements while ignoring the daily miracles. But when you wake up and count even the smallest blessings, your breath, your family, your sight, the sunlight entering your room, you realize that God has already given you more than you deserve. Let me share a simple practice. Tomorrow morning, before touching your phone, place your hand on your heart and close your eyes for 1 minute. Whisper softly, thank you, God, for giving me another day. Think of 3 things you are grateful for. Perhaps your family, your health, or even the new opportunities you will meet today. Feel this gratitude deeply. You will notice your mood shifts immediately. Problems may still exist, but you will approach them with a stronger, calmer spirit. Gratitude is like a shield. It protects your mind from negativity. We all know people who are constantly dissatisfied. No matter how much they achieve, it is never enough. Why? Because they start their mornings with comparison instead of gratitude. They look at others, feel envious, and forget their own blessings. Gratitude is the antidote to envy. When you appreciate what you have, you no longer waste energy craving what you don't. This does not mean you stop growing. Gratitude and ambition can live together. Gratitude gives peace to the present, ambition gives direction to the future. Without gratitude, ambition becomes greed. With gratitude, ambition becomes service. Think of a mother preparing breakfast for her children. Every morning, she wakes up early, cooks, packs lunches, and sometimes her work goes unnoticed. Yet when her child says, "Thank you, Mom, I appreciate what you do for me," her heart fills with joy, and she feels energized to continue giving. In the same way, when we express gratitude to God, we invite more strength, more opportunities, and more blessings into our lives. Gratitude is not just polite, it is magnetic. It attracts more of what we appreciate. Even science supports this truth. Studies show that people who practice gratitude every day have lower stress, better relationships, and stronger mental health. They are more resilient in challenges. Why? Because gratitude changes the lens through which they see life. When trouble comes, a grateful person says, "Yes, this is difficult, but I still have reasons to be thankful." And that inner stability gives them power to endure. Every morning, remind yourself, gratitude is my first responsibility. If you truly begin each day with this awareness, you will notice life softening around you. Your relationships will improve because you will stop taking people for granted. Your work will become more meaningful because you will see it as an opportunity, not just a burden. Even your challenges will become teachers, reminding you to value what is still working in your life. So, when you wake up tomorrow, don't let your first thought be stress or worry. Let your first thought be gratitude, because gratitude is the bridge between you and God. It is the key that unlocks peace in your heart and strength in your actions. Remember, my friends, not everyone who slept last night woke up this morning. You did. And that alone is enough reason to bow your head and say, "Thank you." When the morning sun rises, the world around us begins to stir with noise. The honking of cars, the chatter of people, the buzzing of notifications, the flood of messages, and the endless rush of schedules. Most people, as soon as they open their eyes, reach for their phones and drown themselves in this noise. But the truth is, silence is the most powerful way to begin the day. Silence is not emptiness. It is the space where God speaks. It is the gentle pause that allows us to hear our own soul. Think about it. When water is disturbed, it becomes muddy, and you cannot see your reflection. But when the water is still, it becomes clear, and you can see everything within it. The mind is the same. When filled with noise, it is confused, restless, and clouded. But when it is silent, it becomes calm and sharp, capable of reflecting wisdom. Starting the day in silence is like clearing the mud from your mind. It is a way of saying, "Before the world speaks to me, let me listen to God." Many people wake up and immediately consume noise. News headlines, social media feeds, endless scrolling, and then they wonder why they feel anxious, restless, or unmotivated. But those who start their day with silence feel grounded, balanced, and unshaken even when challenges come. Silence is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of peace. Imagine a young student preparing for an important exam. If he studies in a noisy environment, his concentration breaks every few minutes. But if he sits in a quiet place, his mind absorbs knowledge quickly. Similarly, when we begin our day in silence, our mind becomes more receptive to inspiration and wisdom. We absorb positivity instead of being disturbed by chaos. There is a story of a man who visited a saint, complaining that his life felt cluttered and overwhelming. The saint poured tea into a cup until it overflowed, spilling everywhere. The man was surprised and asked, "Why are you overfilling the cup?" The saint smiled and said, "This is your mind, so full of noise, stress, and distractions that no wisdom can enter. If you want clarity, you must first empty it. That emptiness, that space, comes from silence. Silence is also deeply practical. When you sit quietly in the morning, even for 5 minutes, you allow your nervous system to reset. Your heartbeat slows, your breathing becomes deeper, and your body relaxes. This calmness becomes the foundation for the entire day. Instead of reacting to situations in anger or stress, you respond with thoughtfulness and strength. Let me share an example from daily life. Two colleagues start their mornings differently. One wakes up and scrolls through social media, seeing arguments, bad news, and comparisons. He reaches the office already irritated, impatient with his co-workers, and burdened with invisible stress. The other wakes up and sits in silence, breathing deeply, connecting with gratitude and centering himself. When he enters the office, he carries calm energy. Even when problems arise, he handles them with patience. The difference is not in the office, not in the boss, not in the workload. The difference is in how they started their day. One chose noise, the other chose silence. Silence is not about doing nothing. It is about doing the most important thing, connecting with the divine within. It is in silence that you remember your purpose, your values, your strength. It is in silence that you ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? Without silence, you simply react to whatever comes. With silence, you choose how you want to live. Let's take an example closer to home. Have you noticed how children, when they wake up, often lie still for a few minutes? They look around, blink at the light, and simply observe. They are not in a hurry. They are present. This natural pause is a form of silence. As we grow older, we lose this simple wisdom and replace it with rush and distraction. But if we can return to that childlike pause, just a few moments of stillness, we will regain a sense of balance. In silence, solutions to problems often appear on their own. How many times have you tried to solve an issue while stressed, only to make it worse? And how many times did the right idea come when you were calm, perhaps sitting quietly or taking a walk in nature? Silence allows the mind to settle, and when it settles, creativity flows. It is like the rising of the sun. It happens naturally when the world is still. Start with small steps. Tomorrow morning, instead of opening your phone, sit quietly for 5 minutes. Close your eyes, take deep breaths, and listen. Listen to your heartbeat. Listen to the birds outside. Listen to the silence within. If thoughts come, don't chase them. Let them pass like clouds in the sky. In that silence, you will feel connected to yourself, to nature, to God. This simple practice will give you more peace than hours of distraction ever can. Silence is a teacher. It teaches patience when we are restless. It teaches clarity when we are confused. It teaches humility when our ego shouts too loudly. In silence, we remember that we are not just running machines but divine beings, meant to live with awareness. And when silence becomes your morning companion, the rest of your day transforms. So, before you let the world enter your mind, let silence enter your soul. Because in silence, you will find strength. In silence, you will find clarity. And in silence, you will hear the gentle voice of God reminding you, I am with you. When most people wake up in the morning, their first thought is about what they need to do. The list of tasks, the duties, the emails, the meetings, the endless errands, they immediately get consumed by action. But rarely do we pause to ask ourselves, how do I want to be today? This is the difference between setting a schedule and setting an intention. A schedule tells you what you will do. An intention tells you who you will be while doing it. And that, my friends, is where the power lies. Let me explain with an example. Imagine two people, both have to go to the office, attend the same meetings, face the same deadlines. One person starts the day thinking, I have so much to do, I need to just finish it somehow. He rushes through his tasks, irritated when things go wrong, impatient when people don't meet his expectations. By the end of the day, even if he finishes everything, he feels drained and dissatisfied. The second person starts the day with an intention. Today I will remain calm. Today I will treat people with kindness. Today I will focus on giving my best. He goes through the same meetings, the same deadlines, the same challenges, but his energy is different. Even when problems come, he remembers his intention, and it guides him back to patience and strength. At the end of the day, he feels fulfilled, not because everything went perfectly, but because he lived according to his chosen state of being. This is the beauty of intention. Life is unpredictable. We cannot control everything that happens, but we can control the attitude we carry, the way we respond, the values we embody. Without intention, we are like a boat drifting in the sea, going wherever the waves push us. With intention, we are like a boat with a compass, steering toward the direction we choose, even if storms appear. Think of intention like planting a seed in the morning. If you plant the seed of peace, your actions will grow from peace. If you plant the seed of kindness, your words will carry kindness throughout the day. If you plant the seed of determination, your work will reflect that strength. Without planting these seeds, we leave the soil of our mind empty, and weeds of negativity easily grow. In daily life, it is easy to confuse business with progress. Many people run through their schedules but still feel empty. Why? Because they never ask themselves what kind of person they want to be while running through that schedule. You may achieve success, but without intention, you lose joy. You may earn money, but without intention, you lose meaning. You may finish your tasks, but without intention, you lose inner satisfaction. Let me share a simple example. A mother is cooking breakfast for her family. She can do it with irritation, thinking, why do I always have to do everything? Or she can do it with the intention of love, thinking, I want to nourish my family today. The same action, the same cooking, but two completely different energies. One creates frustration, the other creates joy. This is the power of intention. It changes not just what you do, but how you feel while doing it. When you set an intention in the morning, you are training your mind to stay aligned with your deeper values. Life will test you. Someone will upset you. Plans will change. Stress will come. But your intention acts like an anchor, keeping you steady. If your intention is patience, you will remember it when someone provokes you. If your intention is gratitude, you will remember it when challenges arrive. It doesn't mean you will never get upset. It means you will return more quickly to the state you chose. Setting an intention is simple but profound. When you wake up, sit quietly and ask yourself, what quality do I want to carry today? What energy do I want to share? It could be calmness, kindness, focus, discipline, joy, or service. Choose just one word, one guiding principle. Throughout the day, repeat it to yourself when distractions pull you away. This small practice your actions from automatic to conscious. I remember a story of a worker who cleaned floors in a hospital. When someone asked him what his job was, he didn't say, "I just clean floors." He said, "I help heal patients." His intention was not just to mop the floor, but to create cleanliness for healing. This intention transformed his ordinary job into a sacred service. Similarly, when you set an intention each morning, even ordinary actions become meaningful. Intention also shapes how others experience you. A person who begins the day with the intention to spread kindness will naturally smile more, listen more, and uplift others. People around them will feel the warmth. A person who begins the day without intention may unconsciously spread stress, irritation, or negativity without even realizing it. This is why setting an intention is not just about you, it is about everyone you touch during the day. Let us not underestimate this power. Great achievements in life begin with a simple intention. Saints, leaders, visionaries, they all carried a deep intention in their hearts, guiding every step. But even for us in daily life, intention is like a quiet force, invisible yet powerful. It reminds us that we are not machines meant to just complete tasks. We are souls meant to live with purpose. So tomorrow morning, don't just ask, "What do I have to do today?" Ask, "Who do I want to be today?" And once you choose that intention, let it guide your words, your thoughts, and your actions. Because at the end of the day, the world may forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And how you make them feel depends on the intention you carry.